and welcome to the actual stream. If my VTuber stops smiling so hard, maybe we can get back to work. We can do some stuff, and I can is the post process on in here? Like I know right. Hear me out. I know I tuned it right the other day. I did not turn it off. And now it looks like it's off. And now I'm like, for God's sake. I want to spend years of my life tuning a post process. I may have to just buy one. I may have to just. Why are we so zoomed in as well? What's going on here? It's like everything that I've strived so hard to fix has been broken. I've been gone for like what, 10 minutes? Okay, so we got our skeleton, we got our hero, we got a weird cube which rotates in axes unbeknownst to these voxel lads. I'm really angry about this walk cycle. Right, I've been looking at it recently and it's a little bit weird, isn't it? Still interrupt the camera? It does. It's a little bit weird, isn't it? Like the arms don't quite work. Anyway, we'll have to look at that later because that's not a priority right now. We have a cool walk cycle that I've looked at possibly for far too long. That's why it's burned into my eyes. Most of the rendering's fine. Hey, we came down the stairs, didn't we? Weirdo. Oh! Uh-oh. Oh, shader's compiling? Oh, you could have told me, bro. Also, why? I had this project open yesterday. Why would you let me play the game if the shaders are still compiling? That's mad, bro. So do you think the horizontal movement speed should be bigger? A little bit bigger, maybe? I don't know how to make it bigger. Oh. I was toying with the idea of putting a run function in. You hold a button or you equip some running shoes and you can sprint places, but that could be cool. I definitely think the walk speed's fine. Yoda man! Hello. Been a while. Please ignore my engine crashing. It's compiling shaders apparently. I didn't know. So, oh yeah, that giant blue bar in the bottom right corner, that tells me. How you doing, buddy? What are you doing? You got a badge there. Hold up. Yoda man's got a badge. GLHF pledge. Any. Oh, I clicked it. Oh, it's a clickable. Anykey.org/pledge. Good luck and have fun. Make gaming inclusive for everyone. Absolutely make gaming inclusive for everyone. Absolutely pledge. Show off your pledge on Twitch. File a report. Yeah, we don't want stinky gamer losers on our games. So what's up with the post-processing here? Like, I swear to God, if I have to touch the post-processing one more time. Hello. It's on! I don't know what is it. What is your problem, laddie? It's on. We could put that one on too if we need to, but whatever, dude. Oh, you didn't even catch up on what I'm saying? What? What was I saying? Oh, maybe it's because the shaders are still compiling. No. Shaders have compiled and there's still no outlines. Ah, I swear to God, I'm gonna kill this engine in a second. But doesn't this look nice? Doesn't this level look nice? All the other levels look really janky. This level, they're all built the same. They all have the same sky. They all have the same post-process volume. Looks like heavy shading. Yeah. There's no, that's the problem. There's no shading. Okay. That actually looks really cute. Why am I not using this? It's got a nice vignette to it. I can see some outlining. It's obviously trying its hardest. But I've obviously also messed something up. I don't know what it is. We'll have to figure that one out on a later date anyway, because that's not what we're doing right now. What we're doing right now is a combat. So we got this. So we got the we got this. And it is I was just big slam. I was just going through my head what we were doing last time, and I'm thinking about the way it lays out tiles. It generates them. Generate them, idiot. Oh, for God's sake. Why did I put that camera in the scene? Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. It generates the... What did you miss this? What did you miss this whole time? I don't know what you missed this whole time. When did you get here? What? What? I often start my stream rather late, so you always miss... Oh, I'm sorry. No, I am. I'm usually late, yeah. For myself, for my own schedule. Please ignore the schedule. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll delete it. But, no, I just got here. I was just going through the marketplace. That's what I do at the start of the streams. I get some tea, and then I go through the marketplace. But these... Sorry, where is it? This one. Oh, that's a DTH VR wall. Great. Fantastic. No, not that one, but this whole thing. This whole thing, CBP deployment grid. Oh, we're not adding them to themselves. They are floating. They are not. Oh, could make a two-dimensional array of the tiles. Oh, for God's sake, I hate this. Yes, this field generates from here that way and then that way, okay? Whereas this field generates from here that way and then that way, and it seems like they generate the same way, and they do, but that's incorrect. That is incorrect. They need to generate opposite each other automatically, so that I don't have to do any stupid maths when it comes to deciding where's the front is, which direction people are facing, right? So it's just automatic. So, so if you tell me what you saw last, I'll tell you what you've missed. I think that's the best option. I'll tell you here 1 month ago. That's all you remember. Okay, well, a month ago, yeah. I was working on text boxes a month ago, I think. I'll load the level, and I'll show you, maybe it rings a bell. Demo level 0. Should be kind of like a showcase. Yes, it's kind of like a showcase level. And I did not want to simulate. I wanted to play it. So main character is the main character, obviously. There's the main character. That's been in the game for a while. You've probably seen that. We have some cups. There's some cups in front of the main character. You can see those. I decided that I would forgive myself if I used any half-scale objects as props. And I would do my best to not use half-scale objects as world objects like doors, floors, walls, windows, whatever. This is a door. This is the new, this is a high security, this is a freestanding high security door. I added password doors. Graphics not final. They take passwords. And if you type the password incorrectly, they open the door, which is pretty cool. And do you know the best thing about these is, obviously all doors in the game close automatically after 12 seconds. But a password locked door is always, oh, hello. You didn't want to, didn't want to do that, huh? Password doors are always locked by default, so it relocks itself. I just escaped as well. We've got normal doors without passwords. We've got a horrible window prefab that I hate and I'm going to delete from the game. I do not understand refraction. I swear the refractive index of glass is 1.2. Wait, back it up. What is this game? What's it about? Give me the topic, title. The title of the game is Lords of the Land Demon's Abode. The game is about a demon's abode. It's an RPG set in a variety of locations. And it features demons, humans, slimes, merfolk, organized crime, ambition. It's a nice ladder slide down animation. Thank you! It took weeks. Here's a sign. Is there a way you can traverse some ladders? It's a sign. You can traverse some ladders. You get a cute little animation of the ladder traversal. And going down. And going up. RPG demons, electronic padlocks. Yeah. It's set in the distant future after an apocalyptic event has struck the earth. Humans have shirked the use of magic and technology, and demons have not. They don't get along. They didn't get along, and now they're trying to get along, or that some people are trying to get along, other people are not trying to get along. There's a secret area underneath the secret map. There's nothing here. Yep. And then we can go back up this snake eater length ladder. Ignore the clipping, it's fine. There's plenty of clipping in plenty of other AAA games. And you get stairs. Stairs are cool. And you can look out to sea. It was really hard to actually get the horizon to work. Let me tell you about horizons in video games, okay? They some bullshit, okay? So the horizon on the sky object goes to 0, right? Goes to z equals 0, and everything after z equals 0 is just black. And I mean 100% untextured, unrendered, unmaterialed darkness, right? There it is. Boom. And so I was like, oh, I'll just put a C there. And the last time I put a C next to a skybox object, it wasn't big enough. You can actually see the edge of it. If you go to the Steam Workshop and download the map that I made for it, you'll see that there's like a little along the horizon where it doesn't render. Wait, it does render, but it doesn't render, if you know what I'm saying. Like the 3D skybox just wasn't 3D enough. And it always bothered me, and I covered it up on that by putting some shinies. There's some, like, they're dust motes, but they're scaled down, but then they're scaled up. And then I put them like right at the edge of the ocean. So it looks like the sea is shining, kind of. It's a weird effect. But yeah, it's always bothered me that, and you can't just go, can you render a sky all the way around? Because the planet doesn't stop at the horizon. Okay, there's an atmosphere 360 degrees. Just because there's no land there doesn't mean I want there to be no light there. You know what I'm saying? And I just it's hard, okay? It's hard. But yeah, that's the game. We got padlock doors, we got oceans, we got secret rooms, ladders, stairs, we got main character, regular doors, and horrible internal assets for development. I don't know what these were for. And the dog is screaming now. I hope it's nothing serious. I really do hope it's nothing serious. Anyway, back to the combat. So we're looking at a turn-based, semi-tactical... I pressed the wrong button again. A turn-based, semi-tactical RPG-style combat. So you get this layout, and then the enemies will set up here, and you'll set up here, and you'll have a chance to deploy your dudes. So you can do that. Let me just go see what the dog wants. I'll be 2 seconds, I promise. You will not. I forbid you from dropping frames. I blame the dog. Definitely the dog's fault I'm dropping frames here. Anyway, so the first problem is these lads. These lads spawn the wrong way around. Second problem is all these lads are freestanding actors, which is technically fine. I think. Maybe. So there's no real good way to show you that these are spawning the wrong way around. So I'll just have to do that real quick. If we go to the game content, combat blueprints, and we check out the VR wall, we will just have to static mesh is 16 VX 16 unit cube. Sure, why not? Are we working in X or are we working in I? I? Did I just say I? We're working in Y. Okay. Good to know. Well, I guess we can put it in positive X, positive Y. We can put another one. Can we? Oh, you can't alt. You cannot alt drag indicator 1. Yeah. Don't worry. Game dev won't make you crazy. I promise. Okay, this is good. So okay, between the two scenes, we've seen that they spawn in the same direction here. There we go. So the green is facing this way and the orange is facing this way, right? But we need the orange to be facing that way on this side. And it doesn't just mean rotating the blocks to face that way, or it does technically. But it means also processing the blocks in reverse. So the X can be the same, but the Y has to be different, right? So when we spawning, spawn transform, we've got the X and the Y. The X is fine. The Y, so it can generate them away from the camera. I don't care about that, but it can't generate them always to the left. It has to generate them outwards from the center, right? So we multiply this by a select node powered by the friendly grid index. True, false. So if the friendly index is true, then we just multiply it by 1. The friendly index is false, we multiply it by -1, going in the Y. So it'll generate out from the... You hop to bed. Have a nice stream. Good luck for the Demon RPG electronic padlock game. Thank you, Unimon. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for watching, coming back and hanging out for a while. Sleep well. I'll see you later, I'm sure. What was I saying? What was I talking about? What was the thought previously in my brain? So the Y is going to generate that way, but also the rotation on the yaw needs to be... Ah! What was that noise? Give me one moment. No, I think it's fine. And yes, that was all caught on camera. Whoops. So what was I doing? Oh, yeah, the rotation has to be 180 times by. Can we do this again? You do another select for an int. So if it's a friendly grid, if it's not a friendly grid, 180, and if it is a friendly grid, 0. And then, and that should just work perfectly, right? That should, I mean, it should, but also we need to move the lad to here. No, okay. Interesting. This is probably set as a friendly grid, isn't it? Interesting. Huge slam. What? Deployment grid. Friendly grid. It's a closed variable. That's why I can't fucking see it. Default. No. This. Friendly grid, yes. Friendly grid, no. Save. Play. Instant gratification. There you go. Works perfectly. Oh, good. I got a text from Vodafone. Oh, good. Oh, hey. Okay. So we got that going. those are placed, right? I think I need to open the Trello.
Flashbang out.
Hi, Trello. I think well, we can change this now because they have a name. I have design doc combat RNG deployment on ambush, maybe auto deploy button, maybe spawning rivers and ledges will be a massive pain to actually do well. Lol. Yes. Fire spawning cover hazards to rows of the deployment grid at the front. Also maybe deployment tile types. Yes. I wish that would show those here, like under them. Tactical turn-based combat. Per battle unique obstacles. We can archive, delete. Formation decided before battles. Formation decided about start. Formation can change in battle. We can change this. We can delete this. We can delete this. We need the potentially require large obstacles to have a see-through material. So if there's a large wall and your dude is behind a large wall and there's a whole bunch of large walls, like I'm sure we can get a whole bunch of, yeah, like that. So in this case, if the enemy is inside, like here or like around there or right at the back, the camera's like here, you can't see shit. So there'll need to be some kind of a... Obviously, I think these obstacles are like the biggest they'll ever be, right? Right? Wrong? Yeah, no. We need. I need to actually change these. So we have CBP deployment tile P, which is the parent class of CBP deployment tile. And we need to actually. We need to create 2 children of this. We need to create 2 children. 2 children of this. One that so that instead of handling all the the deployment stuff like a smart person in the deployment grid, will handle all the deployment stuff per tile with callbacks to the player controller or something. So when you hover over a tile, we can have it in the parent class that it will do that it will spawn a little thing. A little thing. Where's my drawing? Where's my doodle? There it is. Yeah, boy. What a good doodle. Mosaic tile building asset. I still haven't made that, but I made a really cool wall, didn't I? Move on from that. Move on from that. You think these need to be wider? I think they need to reflect less fucking sunlight. That's what I think. Jesus Christ. I like how these are offset by a fucking half block. It looks disgusting. Good. So I don't know. So on mouse over, it can do a raycast, and when it hits itself, yeah. So on mouse over, if it does a raycast, it hits itself, then it'll turbo slam. On mouse over, you can do a raycast. Do I need paint? I need paint. Let me draw this out. So we have our grid lad here. Say there's 4 of them, right? So when your cursor comes over the grid lad, it'll do a raycast from the sky, and if it hits itself, boom, it'll do that. And if it's not a hazard, you'll get a little green cursor here, saying that you can place your dude here if you already have a dude here. The raycast is going to hit the dude square in the balance, like that. Skadoosh. And it will fire, obviously. It will give you like a no-go logo. And if it's a hazard, if it's a hazard like this. Say this is a hazard that you can't place a dude on. It will ray trace for itself. Bonk. And it will give you a little no-go sign. Should this all be in the controller? Get out of here, fun. Nothing but a distraction to me. I've run out of tea already. Wow. This is rough. We've only been going for 40 minutes. And I'm thirsty. Oh, it's still going as well. Jesus. Right, okay, so where is the controller for this? I don't know why I put the controller in actors. It's here, it's right. Combat. Can I put that into the combat BP folder maybe? And can I put the game mode there as well? Is that in core game BPs? Okay, maybe I won't move that. That's in core game BPs. So I have a weird question. Is this not a C++ project? I get the distinct feeling this is not a C++ project. I get the feeling that this is a Blueprints project. So I was just like I was toying with the idea of using an enum here. But I know that if you make an enum in Blueprints and you move the logic to C++, you have to remake the enum in C++. So we'll stick with an int right now. We'll do this the crust way. Variables. So we have can act. We'll have can move. We'll have combat phase, which is gonna be an int. There it is. New C++ try. It's on the tools programming. Good. It's on the tools programming. Let me write that on a tiny post-it note, because I have one. I made it last session, remember? I have to actually make it tiny though. Hold on. Let me just cut the bottom end off this. Woo! So I normally don't like Spyderco. Mostly just as a company. But I was sent recently this dragonfly from a friend, and it's a pretty good knife. One of the memes that I make about Spyderco knives is that they physically can't heat treat the VG10. Like, they have a trouble doing it. And all their VG10 knives are just basically soft and worthless, and there are far better stainless steels to work with, in my opinion. Ah! God, they hurt me. They're doing me dirty. But I got sent this knife, and I thought it had M390, but it has K390. But that's fine. It's very good. It's very sharp, and it has a real nice pop to it, you know. And what is this? This is Nitro V, right? Yeah. I've got a whole bunch of nice steeled knives now, and doesn't matter. The metallurgy of the steel does matter. Even like I know I made fun. I made a funny joke about SpaceX the other month. They were like, it's 304 with 0.005% extra spicy, and I made a funny about that because, you know, what's 0.004 gonna do? What's 0.04 of extra spicy gonna do for you, buddy? But actually, yeah, could very well do. PC VJRPG combat. Event begin play. So really, the player character in the combat scenario is basically just going to be a camera actor, with a HUD. But we can control the HUD from the player controller. Just cause we can. We can control the HUD from the player controller because if we control the HUD from the player character, the player controller will have to send messages to update what the HUD does. And this is where I have fucked up. This is where a giant refactoring is going to come in very soon. So where's my Todo? My never completing, ever growing Todo. Demo area for pre-alpha downloadable. Sound concurrence. I don't know what that is. I don't know what any of this is. I've never used these. I think they're not new to Unreal Engine 5, but reverb submix, really? Here's a tile helper button to render blocks of static meshes in the world and delete the helper. Yeah, that'd be helpful. Rewrite interaction function to be more intuitive, flexible, and easy to read. Okay. Oh, as a game function, right? So the idea is that I wanted it to highlight things, which requires a post-process material to be applied to anything interactable. which fucks main menu, save game stuff, refine the text boxes, create an image asset for Throbbler 250. Why? Resolution can be set to unplayable size. Consider making a panic button to reset the resolution. Okay. Refactor actors. Yeah, refactor actors. Panic button spell, refactor stare animation logic, use the height for the stairs. Put the camera lag ahead of the player. I'd love to do that. Refactor walk animation to use the event timeline. I did that. And it did nothing for me. Add patrol boundaries to NPCs to rein them into areas. That'd be cool. Combat layout beta. Yes, I like this. That's a cool combat layout. Material properties and accessing them, consistent SFX action, walk, run, climb, etc. Very good. What were we? Refactoring, yes. Refactor NPC and PC animations to be held in a separate actor. Separate actor from the PC or NPC so they can be accessed by whatever controller and not baked into an area of high game functionality by default. So what that means is, at the moment, we have our actors, player characters, hello, and BP test character, right? Now, oh, you've got all this garbage. Event graph, that's what I want. I don't want any of this. I don't want any of this. I just closed the construction script. Oops. Don't do that, by the way. So we have this, right? Camera, right? Interacting. It's a floor command. Well, we'll remove that. Do the move. A motion train wreck. Okay. And the move loop for walking. That's all mostly integral to the character control system. This is the animation systems, right? Okay, and I want this not here. I want the mesh to be an actor, basically. The mesh test and the character origin rotation should be an actor. It should be a generic class that we can use to animate any player character or non-player character, Muppet puppet, whatever you want to call them. And I want to get all this blueprint out of the core blueprints, right? I'm glad you understand what I mean. It's going to be a lot of work. In fact, it'd probably be easier to make this the base actor, the base actor for the character, and move all this out to the player character. That is something that we have to think about, and we got a lot of macros here. What the hell? I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure it's fun. Event begin play. First thing we need to do set can move, can act. In fact, initialize what? Player character placements. Initialize player character placements. And this will spawn widget, create widget, create widget from class. There'll be a, I'm sure there'll be a create widget here as well. So this can be called from the NPC. Right? It'll do some fancy animation. Promote to variable. This is going to be the back pain. This is going to be placement start splash. Add to viewport. Let's set the visibility. We'll have that running the animation of the thing. And then when it finishes its animation, I guess it could all be handled in one thing. I guess, yeah. You know what? We'll call this the PC combat placement menu. Just menu. PC combat placement menu. Right, okay. Doesn't really matter what it's called. But we'll let its visibility handle itself in its own animation. We'll call that there. We haven't made it yet, so we can't call it. But we'll do that. And then we'll set, oh yeah, combat phase. Combat phase, baby. Combat phase to 0, which is pre. Combat, we'll set combat phase to uno. And that allows us to place, and I want to do this on tick, but I think we have to do this on tick. I don't want to do it on tick. Do you know what I mean? Add custom event. Mouse over begin tile, and it takes an input of Boolean hazard. So B is equal to 1. Is not equal to 1. So while we're in combat phase 1, placement, while we're able to place beanies, we place the beanies, right? And mouse over begin tile. This is going to be an actor. An actor object reference. So if it's a hazard, spawn actor from class get whirl get actor transform. And the class is going to be like a little promotes a variable. This is cursor dude. So we destroy the cursor dude, and then we make a cursor dude. Yeah. Am I gonna model the cursor dude right now? Maybe. Maybe. Nice. We got some errors there. So real quick, let's make not that one. Core game BP and combat game BP, they look the same to me, man. And this is going to be UMG placement menu and user interface widget UMG combat menu I think I'm gonna put these in a folder. User interface, widget blueprint. This is going to be Umg Stat Block. The Umg Stat Block can actually fill two roles. We can use it as the placement card, and we can use it as the combat card. It can have a switcher. It can have a widget switcher in it. Can it not? Would that not be clever? Would that not be cool? And the Umg Stat Block here is going to be hard coded into the game, but the Umg Stat Block will, in theory, be read from whatever player character. I want paint. So the player character contains within it the actor animations and the player character. Oh, no, not the player. The player character actually doesn't contain any of that. Player character contains a whole bunch of stuff we don't care about. And the actor roster. And the actor roster contains the NPCs in the party, right? Party NPCs. And each party NPC has a model. And each NPC has model and anim. Stat block. Equipment. These two are synergized, I guess. The stat block reflects engagement with the equipment. The equipment gives extra benefits to the stat block. So when you equip something, it changes the stat block. When you unequip something, it changes the stat block. The stat block can stand on its own without the equipment. I feel like there's going to be a bug there very quickly, but yeah, that makes sense. The Umg stat block. The Umg stat block takes information from the player, what character it is, so they have a portrait, and then the stat block will read their stats, their HP, their MP. You understand? You get where I'm going with this? The color of the stat block window. Did I have that on the Trello? They have different colors for that? No, they're all the same color. Okay. Never mind. So in the combat thing, we'll have a thing in the top left-hand corner. I don't know what. I don't know what that is. I seriously have no idea what I was thinking. It just balanced out the image real well. I figured it was nice. And it could be a gimmick. It could be a cool gimmick we can add to the game. So something in the top left-hand corner. Then we have a turn counter which flows off the end of the screen. I definitely want it to look like it's infinite, right? But the current turn counter at the top, and then subsequent turn counters going down. Did you ever play Final Fantasy X? Kind of like that, but also not a direct ripoff, so I don't get sued. What? You know what I mean. I still have no idea how to deal with like turn timing, like when people take their turns and how quickly they can take their turns within a round. So a round has to be so long, and you get a turn every agility, right? There has to be some kind of modulo if people can be fast enough to take 2 turns in a round, right? Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's really hard, like to even think about conceptually. Like there could be a skill that hard codes you get an extra turn directly after this one. That's fine, but do we need an actor to deal with the turn timing? You know what? I think we need an actor to deal with the turn timing. Because we can do it in the game mode. We can do it in the game mode blueprint, yeah. Let's go back to paint. Okay. So we have the NPCs going in, enemies, and we have the PCs going in, and this is turn time, right? It's the combination of all the speeds held within the NPCs going into combat and the PCs going into combat. So it's theoretically impossible. It's theoretically impossible to have 2 turns in 1 turn time here, right? But it could be more flexible than that, right? So we have this many turn time points, right? We have this many turn time, however many it is. Say it's 50. Say the combination of all players going in is 50 turn points, right? So they go in order of how fast they are, and then the inverse proportion of how fast they are is how many turn points they consume with their turn, and that's how frequently they can act, right? So okay, so now I know you think I'm just waffling and wasting time messing around in paint when I should be coding something, but this is actually extremely important. This is like core combat mechanic, and without it there is no actual gameplay, right? You you go in turns and it's boring, right? No one likes a linear kind of flow. It's very fair, but it's not cool, right? We don't think about what's fair in video games. We think about what's cool. And this is cool. This could be cool. This could, right? So you have 50 turn points, which is the combination of all the turn point values. So how long it takes all the NPCs and all the player characters to take their turn, right? Simple example. Simple example would be there is one enemy, skeleton, and there are 4 player characters. They all take 10 turn points to take their turn, right? So each one would go in turn. So, okay, so turn points and so turn points are inversely proportional to speed. The faster you are, the fewer turn points you consume. Right? So imagine if it was 45 turn points, right? Let's say one of the player characters only takes 5 turn points for that turn, right? So they'd go first, right? 5 turn points, and then you'd have your 10 turn point dude, your 10 turn point dude, your 10 turn point dude, your 10 turn point dude. I'd say that's 45 turn points, right? So that's speedy dude, player character, skeleton, player character, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Does it matter? Doesn't matter. That's still just normal and linear, isn't it? What the fuck have I done? Yeah, no, I don't know what I was trying to reason here. Ah, I was so close. I had it in the cusp of my brain. It just vanished. Good. My stream lamp is still haunted. Does not turn off when you turn it off. It waits a few seconds and then it flickers. And that makes me worried. Anyway, let's go back to trying to solve this. So obviously the dude who takes 5 turn points to take his turn should be able to take a turn every 10 turn points. What if you have 2 sets of turn points, right? So you have a cooldown period, right? Let's say this guy has a cooldown of 10 and all the rest of the dudes have a cooldown of 20, right? So because of speed, this guy is cooled down by the end of this guy's turn. But they have to all take a turn at least once, right? And then they go in speed order. So we get this guy. He gets the fact that I have not color coded these friends is wrong. And then This guy? That guy? The guy who cooled down next? Would this guy go here? Like he'd be getting a turn every turn. I need help. Have I got the scale wrong? Am I scaling the numbers wrong? Are the numbers too small to work correctly here? I feel like that could be a problem. Let's color code these friends. So we got green friend, we got red friend, we got orange friend, and we got blue friend. So in this scenario, black friend has a 10-second cooldown, which is the same as green friend's turn. So green friend would take a turn, and green friend would have a 20-second cool, whatever, 20-second. Seconds, it's not seconds, but this guy has a 5 turn time. And a 10 cooldown, right? You see how this is going? And then red can take a turn here. And then he has a 20-second cooldown. And then black again. He's on a 10-second cooldown. Oh, that's a problem there. By this point, green's fully cooled down, but yellow-orange hasn't had a turn yet. So what do we do in this situation? I guess orange would have a turn. And orange would have a 20-second cooldown. Both red and black have cooled down at this point. Black is faster than red. Do you understand what's going on here? Red's cooled down, but blue hasn't had a turn yet. So blue's going to have a turn. And 20-second cooldown. So this is just, he gets a turn inside everyone else's turn, which doesn't seem legal. This seems illegal. And it seems that actually, for fairness, that there would have to be some extrapolation here. Like it's do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? It's complex polyrhythms, right? Complex polyrhythms, but this is a very simple one. Because this is a 2-to-1, right? Maybe there's already a doc. Maybe someone's already written about interesting turn timing in game theory. Something we could just steal. go. Turns, rounds, timekeeping systems in games. Wikipedia. Is turn-based games dying? It is when you say it like that. In real-time games, players are not limited time-wise in the number of actions they can take. Well, that's physically not true. Some real-time games, notion of rounds exists whereby time is continuous real-time. Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, great. Active time battle. It was introduced to Hiroki Ito, Final Fantasy IV. System discarded discrete turn-based cells. First three entries, flow of actions, variable wait times. Yep. The fact that enemies can attack or be attacked at any time is credited with injecting urgency and excitement into the combat system. The ATB system was fully developed in Final Fantasy V, which improved it by introducing a time gauge to indicate when the player's turn would arrive next. ATB has been used in Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-2, 12, and 13. Heavily modified versions. This ATB was also used in Chrono Trigger in 1995. Simultaneously executed clock-based turns. Phase-based WeGo, turn-based WeGo. So I think what we're looking at is a tick-based system. A tick-based turn-based system. It's like ATB, but the clock stops when your T is A'd. What game is this? I don't want to know. Black Mage. This is the first time I've seen this image, but it bears striking similarity resemblance. Good. What is this game? ROTB Battle. Good. ROTB Battle. What a great looking game. Turns and time compression. Turns are designed to resolve issues of fairness. One player uses a greater amount of time to complete his or her turn than another player in chess, for instance. A pair of stop clocks may be used in order to place an upper limit on game length. In exchange chess, 4 players on 2 teams play on 2 boards, each team making 1 white and 1 black side. Any piece taken is given to a teammate and be placed on his board as a standard move in any position. Does not put his opponent in check. Why not? Why not? Why not? Common strategy is to gain a temporary material advantage, pass it on to a teammate, and then stop playing on one's own board, thereby allowing the teammate to use the advantage. Many future moves on his board. To avoid this, players are often limited to 10 seconds per move, their opponent being allowed to remove one of the player's pawns from the board for each additional 10 seconds consumed. Wow, brutal. Okay, so Okay, the cooldown is still valid. The cooldown is still valid, but in order to maintain some kind of reasonable fairness in like simultaneous turn positioning, if you've all cooled down at the same time, and the cooldown is shorter than someone's turn time, you can't just have a turn, right? The people who've fully cooled down will have their cooldown set to like -1 or something. So instances like this, where black has cooled down but has had a turn, but red, yellow, and blue haven't had a turn yet. Red, yellow, and blue will have to have a turn before black can have a turn again. But then that removes the weird offset nature of being fast and having turns in different relationships. Maybe. I don't know. What if the cooldown was based on the turn time of all the people in the party? All the people in the game, but that's just the turn time. Fuck. What if it was? What if the turn time? What if the game turn time was an offset to the personal turn time? What am I even talking about? So I don't think there'd be enough rhythmic availability in that. So if you had everyone's turn time and then it was plus a small offset at the end. And it'd be great if it could be calculated not in real time, so it didn't need tick to tick through each instance. It could be laid out. It could be laid out mathematically, instantly, before even combat began. That'd be pretty poggers. This is gonna be one of those boring videos again, where I just struggle through game design because I don't know anything. Oi, 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 oi. Well, I'm out of juice, so I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. I'm back. What time is it? It's only 4:30. It's really dark outside. It's freaking me out. But yeah, I realized while I was making my tea that exactly what I want is an active time battle. Style, turn timing. So you'll have like so, and then we'll have another turn time. We'll have another turn time. Oops. No. No. Yes. Yeah. So what I want is an active turn, is an active time battle, apparently. Looks so good in blue. Damn. So yeah, there needs to be like a lower bound and an upper bound for the... I don't think it has to be an upper bound, but definitely a lower bound to the speed at which you can execute a turn. So maximum speed stat would equal minimum turn time requirement, whatever that is. So let's set up the Trello again, and we'll copy the blank design doc. Copy list. This is design doc. Combat stats, and we got HP, we got MP, we got physical defense, we got magical defense, we got physical attack, we got magical attack. And we got turn time. Evasion. I'm just going to put turn time at the top. Turn time, HP, MP, physical defense, magical defense, physical attack, magical attack, evasion. Accuracy. Three sets of accuracy, really? You think 3 sets of accuracy would be clever? I think 3 sets of accuracy would be wild. These are hidden. These are hidden stats, though. These are combat stats that are, well, some of them are hidden, some of them are not hidden. So melee accuracy, ranged accuracy, magical. Magical accuracy, though, it seems weird having an accuracy for magic. I feel like magic should just hit. Well, whatever. So HP, MP, physical defense, magical defense, physical attack, magical attack. Evasion, melee accuracy, ranged accuracy, magical accuracy, think that's it. I think that's it. McDola. Yeah. Name. No. Name. Name picture. HPMP. Strength. Agility. Dexterity. Toughness. Clarity, I don't know. It seems a bit weird calling it clarity because then you get the idea that it's more like a mental thing than a magical thing. Maybe we'll consider renaming that one. Strength, agility, dexterity, toughness, clarity. I like clarity. Wisdom. I don't like wisdom either. Maybe enemy weapons can be custom. So strength is obviously going to be physical attack. Agility is going to be evasion, turn time. Dexterity is going to be ranged accuracy, melee accuracy, maybe physical attack. Physical critical. Critical chance. Physical critical chance. I think all critical chance. Yeah. So yeah, physical critical chance governed by dexterity. Clarity, I don't know. What's good words for magical ability? Mab. Mobility. Fuck. If anyone has a cool idea for a word for magical ability, that's you fine. Feel free to say it in chat right now. Design.combat. Pre-calculated ATB. Grid-based layout. 5x5 deployment. Could have changed the cover while I was in there. Yeah. R. R. Oh. We don't even need to do a raycast on mouse over. We can just add it to we can just add it to the base class actually. I thought we wouldn't be able to, but actually CBP deployment tile P input assign on begin cursor over. Okay. Spawn the cursor. Get player controller to PC VGRBG combat pure cast call mouse over begin tile. We get the hazard that it is or is not. and we get self for the top. Yeah, we don't have it, right? No! No! so, Matcha Maze is making a project for his university degree, for his master's. And he asked me if I wanted to put my character into his project as a special unlockable for fans, I guess. And I said, sure, why not? And it's horrible. I just want to make a new project. I don't want to see it anymore. Does the cursor need to be animated? Probably. Is this... Okay. uh uh, I think that's pretty cool. I'm actually gonna save that. This is save as, right? And then G Magic files. This is 32 VX 32 unit draft cursor. Oh, we can export it as an OBJ. And then we can nice. Magic export star cursor and the pivot is actually in the correct place. That's amazing. Oh, we need to make an actor, that only spawn actor, isn't it? Did it every time. I lived my life compiling shaders. Cool. That's very cool. Let's just make a couple of materials. It is additive, and we got sine. Oh! A sine-like function that transitions linearly in the 0 to 1 range using a period of 1. Fingers crossed this works. Fingers crossed this works. More than likely will not work. I can see it not working before my eyes. Yeah. It's beautiful. What? Black Void Titan, just in time. You can tell me how to use Unreal Engine. Thank you for the raid, my dude. How are you doing? How you getting on? What you doing? How's your stream? What you stream? Welcome raiders as well. Friendly raiders. When in doubt, raid Mandanda. No. Yeah, it's a good Peakstone. First time chat from first time viewer Peakstone. Welcome. Hey, never seen you around in spots before, but I've seen you around. How you doing? You're all there. I'm having a little bit of a, as usual, tiny meltdown. You follow me for quite some time. You never chat though. You never chat. I'm not calling you out, don't worry. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Everyone, alright, yeah, I have these. I can do these. Everyone check out Black Void Titan. You know? I know you know. But we all know, don't worry. And check out at Peakstone as well. Peakstone is making a snowboarding game. Black Void Titan's making a platforming game. They're both solid Unreal Engine developers. Check them out, check they work out, check they stream out. They have YouTubes? I'm sure they have YouTubes. Good old Unreal Meltdown. So I have these models that I get from Magica Voxel. The best 3D modeling software on the planet. Bar none. That's right, Blender, you've been dethroned. But there's something wrong with the mesh data, I swear to God. Because translucent materials do not show up. If we just hop on over here, I have a beautiful translucent material that's popping off, really. We have the mesh with the translucent material on it, and it's default gray. And I have the same problem with my glasses as well. I made some glasses, and I put the glass material on them, then it worked. Makes me sad. I don't know why. I knew that was a mistake. I've asked people. I asked on the Magica Voxel Discord once, and I don't think they know what the problem is because I got ignored. It's fine. If they don't know why, it's fine. I don't mind, but I'd love to know. I'd love to know why. Like, can make it two-sided. It's like it's not even applying, right? There should be a good light map here. We should be able to check out the light map, right? We should be able to UV channel 0, UV channel 1. I mean, a light map shouldn't matter really, right? Because we're not using any texture coordinates here. It's just all of it be this color, right? Surely. Like if I like I know you might not believe me now, but if I go here and I select just a random non-transparent material. Maybe not that one. I think that one is transparent. Chrome ball. That's just Chrome, right? It loads it perfectly fine. Right? It's now Chrome. The whole thing is Chrome, and I don't have to worry about it. I don't know why transparency is such an issue. But it is a massive issue. Maybe I should just Google it. UE4 transparent material not working. Transparency not working. To make a custom materials, unfortunately the blending doesn't work, and I apply this to materials with static mesh BSP as my picture of material in the material editor. Okay, it works now. I just unchecked the separate translucency checkbox in the translucency category. Here is a picture. Oh, is there a thing? What? What? But yeah, I hope you're all not having a good old meltdown. Material should be rendered in a separate translucency pass not affected by DOF. Requires allow separate translucency to be set in INI. So that's render after DOF. Why not? Let's give it a go. If it works, it's brilliant. If it doesn't work, angry. Nope. Works for me. Oh, here we go. Translucent materials in UE5 showing as default world grid. It's trying to make a simple glass material. As soon as I switch the blend mode from opaque to translucent, any object with the material applied starts rendering as the default world grid texture, no matter what other parameters I change. Preview window and the shows that as it should be, anomaly enough to drop a basic primitive and scene apply without issue. None of the imported assets I'm using in my scene render correctly. I'm fairly new to Unreal Engine, so it's possible to do something. This is the exact problem. This is the exact problem. Meltdown, not for the last 10 minutes or so. Wait, so it's not working in the material preview with non-active? Yeah. So it's working. It works fine here. Look, see, that's what it's meant to look like. Little cursor, and right here it's just the world grid material, as he says. But I think this lad solved it. Oh, do you have NANITE enabled on the mesh you're applying it to? Because NANITE won't work with translucent materials, and it'll force them to the default material. Oh. There it is. Right, okay. NANITE not compatible with translucent materials, so that means we need to, hello, turn off the nannies, yeah. It enabled, apply, re-import, save. It enabled itself again after re-import. That cheeky. Right. But do you know the funny thing is? Oh, that's Pog. That is very Pog. That is extremely Pog. Thank you, Internet. Okay, we've learned something here. No fogging. Render after depth of field. Single-sided. We've learned something here. NANITE meshes can't do transparency, apparently, which sucks. NANITE take a hike. But GG. That it's still rendering over itself there. It looks a bit janky, but whatever. I suppose it'd have to be a post-process to render it completely flat. Is it okay? It's having a bit of a time there, isn't it? What's happening? I think my engine has decided it doesn't like something. Friendship with NANITE ended. Yeah. Love you, Lumen. NANITE, you can take a hike. I think my engine's just crashed. Hello? Hello? It hasn't crashed, but it's not friendly, is it? Anyway, I've been working on combat systems, right? So this is, honestly, I swear to God, Unreal, stop doing things. Stop it. Just... Yes. Now stop. Game content, combat BP, because oh, there it is. Oh, it's beautiful. So yeah. It's not. I mean, it's being spawned, but it doesn't do anything. So I've been working on generating random combat encounters. So we've got the player side, the friendly side, and we got the unfriendly side. I offended Unreal, yeah. Unreal has offended me. Why would you not have transparency on nanite meshes? Come on. That's like... create material instance, mi valid, and mi invalid. Which is a real quick, easy peasy, fantastic. Yeah, that's fine. It's beautiful. Cool. I need the other one as well though, because the other one is not a material instance, and it'll be slower. And you know what? Every time you don't do something correctly the first time, you have to yeah. And there's this. It just constructs a widget, but it's fine. I just want to see if this works. So I should get a cursor when I mouse over these. I'm not playing, right? This is awkward. Let's put that there. Where's Worm Juice? We found his angles. That old Dutch. Funny joke. Sorry. Player character. Event begin play. Initialize PCI. No. PC placement set combat face set connect can move set input mode game and UI. Don't hide cursor during capture. Set show mouse cursor. It's still complaining about that UMG. Whatever. I'll make you a widget in just a moment. It's capturing the mouse though. It is capturing the mouse. And I don't know why. Is it just get to here and does it just fail? UMG placement menu, fine. We have one. Oh, we made it. It's empty. There's nothing in it, but whatever. Now will you play ball? You'll play ball now, okay. But there's no on mouse over, yeah. Okay. So that's interesting. The VR wall should have collision. It should be able to mouse over that easy. Why does it not? Interesting. Why is there no mouse over here, huh? Tell me that. Tell me why there is no mouse over. And let me get to my content browser to deployment tile P. Yeah, event begin play, bind event to on begin mouse, begin cursor over, target self, spawn the cursor. If touched actor is equal to self, branch, mouse over begin tile. I don't get it. I don't understand. That should work fine, shouldn't it? And the tiles are children of this CBP deployment tile P. This is the parent, right? It should just work. Now I'm angry. Now I'm angry. Do you know what? We'll do this sensibly, okay? We'll break these links. Break these links. I get the feeling maybe it was destroying the cursor a little bit too eager. I get the feeling maybe the cursor's spawning underneath them. Right. Here we go. Here we go. I'll move this camera up, left, right. Now we can see a bit better maybe. That's a problem. Nothing really being spawned here, okay? So, okay. We don't need those. It's just meltdown after meltdown, I'm afraid. That's the life. That's the life. Life of an Unreal dev. What's that? Unreal. Bits reward. There's a point at which you think to yourself, it should work really. So if we go into this, parent begin play is what happens. Right? We have the parent here, right? Parent begin play, bind event to on begin cursor over, spawn the cursor. What if, okay, what if, right, we take that out, we copy it, compile, whatever. What if we hard code that into the, not the wall, just the regular tile? So we just, one or more nodes was substituted. Ooh. Why? Mouse over begin tile. Cast a PC VGRPG hazard self. Were they? Oh, a custom event? Okay. It's just called custom event. It's fine. So now, theoretically, on mouse over on all the tiles should definitely just work. We should just definitely mouse over the tile and there should be a cursor placed, a green cursor placed upon them. That should not despawn. Okay, so that's not the problem. None of this was the problem. Let's have a look at the PC VGRPG combat. All right, mouse over begin tile. We'll put a breakpoint there, right? So whenever we begin mouse over on one of these things, we'll get a breakpoint. Oh, there it is. There's no mouse over. So what constitutes mousing over something? Huh? When is my mouse over one thing and not another? We'll never know. Don't need tick enabled. Maybe we need overlap events on? I don't know. No? That's the wrong one anyway. This one that we were looking for. Class settings. Deprecate, no. Construction script, sure, why not? Class defaults. Generate overlap events. Relevant level bounds. No. Box, it's 16 by 16 by 16 in the viewport, and it is at z equals 16. So now we have a collider that should be the same size as the box in all the boxes. Definitely. So don't tell me there's no frigging collision. Why? Oh. Bind event to on mouse over. Viewport. How to use mouse over event correctly. On begin cursor over. On begin cursor over is not what I'm using though. That's hold on. Mouse over begin top now. Where am I? Where is it? This one. What was it? On begin cursor over. Yep. Assign on begin cursor over. What? I don't get it. Well, we have that already. Bind event to on begin cursor over, event spawn the cursor. Let's get rid of the branch then. Right? Let's just skip the branch. The branch doesn't exist. We're not checking to see what's going on. We'll just do it. Why not? No breakpoint. Interesting. So there's no cursor over at all. But there's a cursor. Bind event to on begin cursor over. On begin cursor over box. Yep, parent actor. I don't know why there needs to be a branch there now, so we can just skip that altogether. So is this going to work now? So now we have a collide, we have a box collider. Editable when inherited, so that's useful. So we just set the box collider to be the same size as the box that we make, right? And now this should work perfectly. Now then, doesn't work at all. Is it because the box is being obfuscated by the wall that we put in the thing? What the hell just happened there? Box extent 16.5. 17, screw it. So now the box should stick out the top of the flat ones, right? How am I? I'm slowly getting more and more frustrated with the game. What does combat phase equal at the moment, though? Default value is 0. Yeah, great. Stop. How are you? Combat phase is 1. Okay. So combat phase is 1, maybe. And yeah, you're right, okay. Rough weekend. A work, but glad to be off tonight. Nice. Hang on. You're going to tell me something stupid like I haven't configured the box correctly or something. Box. No tick. Collision. Character cannot step on it. Block all. No. Yes? No. What? No. No. Stop. Event call when the mouse cursor is moved over this component. Mouse over events are enabled in the player controller. I hate you, Unreal. I hate you, Unreal. Why? Deployment tile. Let's just delete the box for now. Yes. Let's not have deleted the box. Bow writes that should now work. That should absolutely have worked. And I don't know why it doesn't. Oh. I know why it doesn't. I don't know why it doesn't. Because that shouldn't have made a difference, because it would still have been calling this, but it would just fail here, right? Doi. So, yeah. Okay. So mouse over right. We're back to this. We're back to this. I don't want UMG. Actor spawn and mouse hover and destroy. Spawn 3D tiles. Not a clue, I'm afraid. Not a sausage of a clue why this isn't working. Very smelly. Very smelly. If anybody knows exactly what I've done wrong. Maybe I've done nothing wrong. Maybe we just need to be further away. And it'll work fine because it's spawning them in space or something stupid. Nope. It's not spawning them. That's the I keep getting stuck on that. It's not spawning them, look. There you have a breakpoint. At mouse over begin tile. Mouse over begin tile. Oh. Oh. Yeah, no. That's what we're calling. Okay, works. We're gonna have to do this a whole bunch. Oh, there's one. There's one here, which is wrong entirely. Where are the rest? Where are they? Show them to me. I don't want to foliage edit. It's 00128, which is don't tell me that all overlapped. Okay, stop. Okay, they spawn now. Oh, access none trying to read property. Yes, that's why they are spawning at 0, 0. They spawn now, but there's no overlap. and I am gonna pop my lid trying to figure out why there's no overlap. And they only spawn because I'm telling them to right here. It's not bind event onto event begin over cursor. Spawn the cursor. Oh, it's tiny. Where is it? Oh, do you know what? That could be a problem. It's tiny. Why is it so small? Why is it so small? So the reason we weren't generating an overlap event is because we weren't overlapping with anything. Now we can overlap with things. Cowabunga, baby. Alright, okay, we solved it. We solved it. Stop. Get rid of that. Save. The VR wall is gonna need a new box boy, isn't he? Transform and shape. It's gonna be 32 by 32 by 64. It's gonna be at 64, huh? Save. And now, friends, if we were to play the game, beautiful. There's some interesting shit going on up there, but nevertheless, this is pretty much perfect. That's exactly what we wanted it to do. Mostly. No overlap with that one. There we go. Yeah, okay. So we can actually do that easily with this, right? So the tile has this, and we have get box cast to C B P deployment tile P purecast box. Scale box extent. Split. Box extent is the CVP deploy. What? I guess we don't need any of that. Box extent is a radius, yeah. Okay, so we get the scaled box extent, which gives us the radii in all three directions. We need to double it to get the full height of the block, and then we need to add that as the Z offset. Correct? I think so. This should give us the ability to offset, and it should not complain. And if it complains, angry will happen. But it's perfect. Look, it's perfect. Look, I don't look. It's perfect. It's perfect. I feel like my brain is growing. Slowly, albeit, but I do feel like my grain is growing. What? So on the deployment LP, we need another one, which is box on end cursor over. And that would be that's interesting, actually. It's really interesting because in the player character, we spawn this and we set it to cursor dude, right? So cursor dude is a variable that stores the memory address of the latest cursor actor, but it doesn't clear the cursor actor. Does not clear the cursor actor from memory when it makes a new one. So actually, we don't need an on-end overlap. We just need it to clear the last cursor dude. Yeah, this. We just needed to do this before. So that was exactly correct. Because if we have it do it on event overlap end, we run into the risk of having a thing where it does not clean up what it just made. Whereas this is entirely linear. It will not make a new cursor until it's destroyed the old cursor. You understand what I'm saying? So we don't need any of that, actually. But this should have concurrently only one cursor available at any one time. Skadooby. Skadooby. It works okay. It works okay. It could be better. Not gonna lie. It's a little bit weird. And I think it's partially because the collider is. Does this block collision? I don't want that to block collision. Access none trying to read property cursor dude. Of course, the first time. If it's not valid, it will try and delete it. So there'll be one error. I want to just suppress that, really. It's not an error. Alright. No. But we could do a validate get. Is it worth it? Do you know what? It's going to complain about it forever unless I do a validate get, isn't it? Cursor dude. Is valid, is not valid. There you go. If cursor dude isn't a valid thing, it can't be deleted, don't delete it. You're welcome. God. The hoops I jumped through to keep Unreal from complaining at me. What was I going to do? Cursor. I was going to get the cursor. I was going to check to see if it blocks collision. No collision. No collision. No overlap events. So, no. Should not have any collision on those. This is the invalid one, though. Let me check the valid one. Because I think they're different. No collision, no overlap events. So, okay. They shouldn't ever affect collision then. They shouldn't ever affect the tracing of those things. Maybe the box needs to be slightly different shaped. I don't know why I'm in his tile helper here. What the hell? Why is this open? Don't. And standard macros? Excuse me. Okay, DTVR tile. If we just make the box just a little bit bigger, right? F in chat to you. Yeah, that actually. The side ones I don't know, but the top ones, yes. Did you just finish all of the Beyond Light storyline? I don't know why it's not rendering against these tiles. The orange tiles just refuse to have additive rendered on them. Making me angry. Making me angry. I mean, it works as good as it's ever going to work, so I feel like that's a win. Why is it attempting a flawless run? You always die at the most basic bunny hop. Oof. Parkour failure. Critical parkour failure. Trello. Bugs, notes. Do not refactor anything that works 90%. It's dumb. Align front to X positive. Characters must stay snapped to the grid. Warning. No ladders smaller than 2 world units. Add a card. Do not generate nanite on any mesh you want to be transparent. Change cover, bright red. I don't think that really needs to be bright red. It could probably be orange. I mean, still, yeah. What flawless run were you even going for? Last Spicer Expunge. That looks really fucking good too. No. That looks really fucking cool. I'm adding it in. It's just default rotation, but it looks so good. Look at that. Now that looks like a game. This looks like a fun video game. I don't know why additive rendering is not working on those tiles. It's freaking me out. Okay, just a little bit. Something to work on. We'll work it out. We might not work it out. I don't know. I don't care. But I think this is as good a place to leave it as any. We've worked out a lot of good stuff. We've worked out that the NANITE is stopping things from being see-through. So thank you, NANITE. Get in my way. Foiling me at every turn. We've worked out that we're going to have a pre-calculated active time battle system, which basically means what does that mean? Pre-calculated active time battle means that we'll have an active time battle, but it won't be active and it won't be timed. So the time it takes to fill up your active time battle will dictate who goes in the turn order. And it will refill per turn at a rate. It won't actually refill at a rate, but the turn order will be dictated by the overlapping and interweaving of people's turn rate. And in the case that two people have their turn at the same time, we will just use the one with the smaller turn rate. You know what I mean? The one that's faster, right? Because they will obviously just be faster. Yeah, makes sense. We worked out why the cursor wasn't attacking the stuff. We worked out why see-through stuff doesn't work because NANITE. Thank you, NANITE. Nice. Yeah, a lot of progress on a lot of little things, but a lot of little things that make a big difference. So that's good. I'm gonna leave Unreal for there. Thanks for stopping by, everybody, and we'll move on to the next seg.